Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this episode number 208 of the Good Morning Guys podcast, thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night. I am one of your hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer and Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher.
And
also with me, that's right, I didn't plan my breaths out very well. Also with me, the Commissioner of Fake News and Spoilers, Patrick Novosel.
Hello.
Hi. To his left and my right, the Arkin, Rockin' Legan Beast of the East who can make you laugh in 3 words or less or your money back, Ronnie Johantis.
Pat, you got a promotion to commissioner? And judge?
Yep.
Moving on up.
Pretty good.
He's the commish.
Commissioner Novosel.
And that's right. Our final member of our GMG quadfecta, the guy with battle royales in his heart, facts on his brain, and la carreta in his old stomacho, Marc Boucher.
Remember, Lucas, you have to stand up straight and breathe from the diaphragm.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. If you are new joiner, welcome to the Garbage Truck on Fire. This morning we are sharing what's new with us. Then sometime later, there will be perhaps our first sports-centric episode. And finally, to round it all out, another episode of PSP Squared will probably drop, and we'll probably be talking about chickens and police. It probably should be fun. As is tradition, they will release in no particular order, but as we are, again, a Garbage Truck on Fire, it'll make sense. Or it won't. Oh, and one more thing before I forget. Marc, happy birthday to you, belated style.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
I got a funny story for your birthday.
Do you know?
Yeah, I was driving with the family in the car, and James, out of nowhere, was just like, hey, when's Marc's birthday? And I'm like, it's today, of course.
Really?
And he looked at me all confused, and then Mindy also looked at me all confused, and she's like, he means his uncle, my brother Marc. Anywho, my present to you, friend, is to let you make all the choices tonight. So, who do you want to share their update first?
Ronnie.
I love how you first go to Marc Boucher instead of your wife's brother. That's fantastic.
I know, right?
That looks like that's
Love you too,
Marc.
Lucas.
You are high on his pecking order.
You are high up in
You're the
my
top
Marc
Marc.
list. Yep, that's right.
Ooh, I
You
made
you
it.
get high marks.
Hey, look, Mom,
as a Marc.
I made it.
Yep. All right, so you can decide the order, who goes first, second, third, or if you want us to jump around, you can just yell out our names and we'll continue with our updates.
We doing House of
Anytime.
Pain? Jump around.
Jump up, and get down.
So Ronnie will go first.
All right.
I'm flattered.
What's up, Ronnie?
What is going on? So I didn't do a lot of anything this past week.
Sweet.
I've been
Make something
completely
up.
just my
Two
world
truths
is
and
like
a lie.
Yeah. Or 2 lies and a truth, since nothing really happened.
Three lies and no truths.
the only 2 things that I will note. One of them is that Minecraft Dungeons has consumed my life.
Yes.
So it's full back into that. Like just,
There we go.
We're up to like Apocalypse 9 level, or I don't know.
I forget. Can we play online together?
Yes.
We
I
established
actually just like a night or it was a couple nights ago, I played with my buddy on his PlayStation.
So there's cross-play too?
There is cross.
Holy moly!
This just went up another notch.
You guys can jump in whenever because I'm on all the time.
Dude, Ronnie, I need to tell you real quick about a game that was announced a while ago, but is going to be on Xbox Game Pass. And you being the resident Elden Ring and like Dark Souls kind of fan, Xbox is getting a game called Lies of P, which is
Lies of what?
P, the letter P. It stands for
Not urine.
No, not urine. No,
Got it.
It actually stands for Pinocchio. It's like this.
It does not relieve the sting of a jellyfish.
Yeah, no.
Just so you know, Lies of P.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with Bear Grylls or anything like that. But
It will not keep you hydrated.
Yeah.
Lies of P.
No, the P stands for Pinocchio, actually.
If it's in snow, you should eat it.
Oh
Lies of
my
P.
gosh.
Game sounds awesome.
Yep.
You done now? You good?
Any more? Please have more.
It's actually low in sodium. Lies of P.
You know you're at his rope's end when he just doesn't say anything anymore.
If your kidneys stop producing it, you're fine. Lies of P.
I thought it was supposed to be lies of P. Those are truths of P.
No, I said if your kidneys stop producing it, you're okay. That's a lie of
okay.
P.
I thought you said, oh, yeah, that is.
Come
a
on,
lie.
Mark.
You're right.
I've been lying the whole time.
That's fair.
All right.
Mark, don't encourage him.
I don't
You
need
can
to
do what you
encourage him.
want.
He encourages himself.
Exactly right. Lies
no,
of P is to be continued. Carry on, Mark.
the P stands for Pinocchio because it is actually a like Elden Ring / Souls-like game based around the story of Pinocchio. It's a much older Pinocchio, and he looks a lot cooler. Like, you have to watch the gameplay of it. I think you would really enjoy it. And
You said it's coming to Game Pass?
it is coming to Game Pass.
Yeah, and his weapon is his lying face.
All he has to do is tell a lie, and he can use his nose as a sword.
Exactly.
That's
pretty fun.
gotta be an ability at some point.
There's got to be something that
I
happens.
mean, you just clear the room out.
No, he's
Couple of
like
lies.
he's basically like steampunk Pinocchio. He's got like mechanical parts and stuff.
Oh, I'm interested.
Yeah, I'll have to send you a video, gameplay video of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds sweet.
But proceed. Sorry.
Yeah, so Minecraft Dungeons, we've been playing that a lot lately. I just bought the latest DLC.
Mm-hmm.
I already had the islands on my previous one, but it didn't come through when I like re-downloaded Minecraft Dungeons. So
Oh, really? That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that, but I'm pretty sure I had that on my previous Xbox. So I may just need to go in and like select download or something. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna keep playing that, and then on the life front, man, one of the worst like situations that comes up in everyday life. My internet went down.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah,
So my internet,
that's
cable, all of my Spectrum service, all of it went down. Just kind of out of nowhere. And so I tried all the stuff, unplugging everything, making sure everything's plugged back in. Like I even checked to make sure the cats didn't like bump a cord or something, and nothing worked. So I called them. Then I was on the phone with Spectrum for an hour. We went through all the reset this and unplug this, the whole whole thing.
Did you try turning it on and turning it back off again?
Yeah,
Or
I had already
turning
done
off?
that, but just
on.
appease them. I'm like, I'll try it again. Like I just want it to work. I don't care. So then they told me that they couldn't have anybody out for 3 days, and I was like, well, that
Gross.
can't happen.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. Like I work from home. What do you mean?
That's like
what do you mean?
that's like
3
a
days?
month. That was like a month back in the 90s.
Yeah. So I was like, no, that's not okay. Like I need somebody else sooner than that. And they're like, okay, well I'll escalate this to my manager and somebody will be giving you a call. To my surprise, somebody did give me a call back. And they said, yeah, our first appointment's in 3 days. they didn't give me anything else, and I was like, no, like that's not okay. Like I'm just paying you guys for this service. I want somebody to come out and fix it. So this process happened. I think I spoke with 4 different managers over the course of the couple of days, because every morning I basically called and said, like, no, I want somebody out here today, and they told me, yeah, we can't do that. I ended up through, I think, 4 calls and probably 3 hours on the phone with them. I think I moved my appointment up by maybe 4 hours on the day they came.
Worth it.
Pretty successful, I guess. But have you guys had to call the cable company in a while? Like, is this how it is now? Because I thought you could just threaten them and they would just give you whatever you want, like in the past. But
No.
they are not to be bullied. They don't even care.
Nope.
I'd say it
Yeah,
depends on the company.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my internet guys. They have a monopoly. So
Do you have the internet numbers though?
I got nothing, barely. It's
It's like a
definitely-
can and a string, and
There's a little hamster. Actually, I'm pretty sure they run it on P. Lies of P.
do the rest of the show.
What is this
Yep.
show? What is this?
Yeah, I haven't had that experience in quite a while. Where I know that every few years, like you have to call and basically tell them you want to, quit the service to get your price down.
I want to quit the gym.
Yeah, like no, I don't want your service. And then they're like, well, where are you going to go? I'm like, I don't know. Not here though.
Life
and
finds
that's
a
always
way.
worked.
Yeah.
That always works, threatening to leave. But what it seems like now is like they're like, no, you have to have this.
They call your bluff. They know you work from
This
home and
apartment
you need
complex
them.
has a deal with them, so it's the only one we can get. Like I'm pretty
Dang.
sure it on our account says, "Don't negotiate with." They are stuck.
I'm pretty sure it's time to buy like a 50-meter Ethernet cable and run it to some nearby property like they do here in Brazil in certain areas. It's
Actually, I
funny.
have a storage unit across the street. Maybe I can set something up over there.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Here in Brazil, there are some communities where one person will get cable or satellite, and then you'll see like a dozen cables coming out of their house or coming out of their establishment and running to all the nearby homes.
Oh my gosh.
It's awesome.
outrageous.
It's awesome to see. It's like, wow.
Everybody's just pirating from wherever they can.
Okay, guys, I need $2. We're splitting it a dozen ways.
Yeah. It was a horrible process. And actually, since it's come back on, since it's come back on, I haven't called them back yet, but I have to call them back because like we were without our service for 3 days. Like I'm not going to pay for that.
Yeah, you got to get a discount.
But I can't even imagine what that's like. They're going to be like, we're going to give you 50 cents and you can get the heck out of here.
And
We'll give you a
lollipop.
That's
bath.
all they're going to say.
We're going to give you a Bath and Body Works gift card. $5.
Here's a $5 Starbucks gift card.
Yeah, that'll buy
Go
you
wild with it.
a few straws and a napkin.
Yeah, so it is back on. The guy that came out today, nice guy. I stood there and talked to him for a little while. He got it all fixed, but what he basically told me, the day that it happened, the day the internet went out, as I was leaving the house, I was like, hopefully it's back on when I come back because I didn't call right away. And as I was leaving, there was a Spectrum van in front of our apartment complex, like in front of our building. I was like, oh, they probably already know about it. They're fixing it now. So when I got home, nope, still not working.
Mm.
And I told him on the phone, I was like, there was already a Spectrum van here today in front of our building. And she's like, well, I had nothing to do with it. Like really fast. You know what I mean? Like really fast.
You didn't see anything.
Yeah. And the guy that was here today, he's like, yeah, that guy probably just disconnected you. He didn't know what he was doing. And I got it fixed.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Straight up just disconnected us. Like I thought it was weird timing, like a Spectrum van being in front of the apartment building and then our cable going out.
Funny story. My
But,
wife used to work for Spectrum.
Really?
Yep.
Like what area in Spectrum?
She was the call center agent. She was the one that
that'd
people
be a
were
rough
calling
job.
in. She was taking your call, basically.
That'd be a rough job.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
I'm very polite, like to those people, because like Pat, like we worked in the call center and stuff. Like I have a different respect for that, so I try to be polite up front. It's not until the person is like unwilling to help, or if they give me a little bit of attitude, then I'm like, okay, there's no rules anymore.
To tell you how much she liked that job, she probably just at me mentioning the word Spectrum, she probably just jumped up in her chair and immediately had PTSD.
That honestly has to be one of the worst jobs. Because nobody, like, I don't know. Nobody calls and they're like, hey, this is working great. Thank you for all your help.
Yeah.
They don't
You
do
have
that.
you have my favorite internet ever.
Have a good day.
Yeah, it's so it's like a whole horrible thing, like trying to get a hold of somebody. And every time you call in, you have to put in, like, they want you to put in like your PIN and your account number so they can link the account. And I'm like, no, like after the fourth time, like I've had enough of entering my information. Give me somebody and I'll just give it to them,
Oh yeah.
because you
I
can never
can't-
get the same person back.
Right. And I can't stand when you have to go through the gauntlet of press 3 for this, press 7 for this. And they do so many layers
When you're angry, it makes it so much worse.
Yeah, and I just want the 0. Like sometimes I'll just press the 0 or one of the lower keys in hopes that it'll automatically go to a person. But some companies are not made that way.
They're like, I didn't
catch that. Please enter it again.
Yeah.
You just do that for the rest of your life.
When they want you
never
to
give you anybody.
When they want you to speak the information and they can't understand like any deviation of an accent, you're like 7, 3, 4. I'm sorry, I do not understand. Please repeat. Then the third time they hang up on you.
That is super frustrating, and I understand that that's like helpful for the person on the other end to have all your account information. Like being in the call center, like that would have been the best thing ever. Like just a card come through with all their information already.
Yeah.
However, it can't be that long. I mean, then your actual employees are going to take the brunt of that. And so no, I was very polite the whole time. I was just like, no, I understand what you're saying, that they could be out here in 3 days, but that is not okay, and I need somebody out here sooner. I don't know how else to say it. But no, they were pretty much here in 3 days. They did call my bluff. I mean, I really didn't threaten to quit or anything. Like, I really like my internet and cable.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was pretty much the most interesting thing in my week. I had to wrestle the cable company. Like, everybody has to do it. It's just when.
It happens. Yep.
Who wants to follow that up?
I don't know, Mark. Who does want to follow that up?
Oh, that's right.
Is it me?
Lucas. Whoa.
Hey, well, speaking of working with, technical difficulties, y'all remember about our showers here in Brazil, right? The
electrical showers.
The whole electrical showers
the
and how
that
it's
is your shower setup.
That's right. It's not a nightmare. It's like an accident waiting to happen.
Every day just to take a shower.
It's a risk.
The OSHA hazard of
Hey, we wear our rubber boots and we always are grounded when we enter the shower. It's fine.
Is that a real thing? You wear rubber boots in the shower every time?
No, I'm just kidding. But people have told me when I've had certain showers that have had a little bit of an electric current going through it. Nothing deadly.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
And they're just like, they're like, yeah, just use, no, but it happened partway through when I adjusted or moved something. And the Brazilians will say, just put flip-flops on. You'll be fine.
Oh, if the wires come out, just shove them back in there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, you have to jump in the air, shove them in, and then don't touch it when your feet hit the ground. So if you're always jumping, it won't shock you. So
there's a trampoline in there.
Yeah. So the other day, the shower, Tasha's shower, just stopped heating up. So I got a new shower head because from my memory, if memory had served me correctly, I thought there are 2 types of showers here. You can get them where you change out the heating unit, the heating coil, or you have more permanent ones that are supposed to last longer. And this was one that came with the house, and I thought it was a permanent. So I bought a completely new unit, and we discovered after the fact that it was actually a switch out the coils. But I was just like, you know what? This is going to be our shower. I'll save the landlord's old one and we'll put it back in when and if we move, and we'll keep our own shower heads. So I got that switched out by a professional because in the past I have blown circuits. I have almost shocked myself. I have done lots of things in changing these things because it's not only shut off the water and switch the head out. It's shut off the water, turn off the electric, reattach different wires and things, and hope that it works. And ever since I blew a fuse and like it like blew up in my face pretty much. It didn't hurt me, but it was a very bright light. Ever since that moment, a year or 2 ago, I always have a professional do it. So I had him
in the shower. You're just like touching it, like, all right, just quickly touching it. See if it does anything.
Got it. Yeah. Is this thing?
You all of a sudden see Dr. Alan Grant.
Never grab the handle.
Grant
only
right next to you.
Only tap it. Just tap.
Yeah.
Don't be like Jurassic Park.
Yeah. So yeah, we got it switched out, and our insurance covers the professional taking care of this. And so, but in order to go through the insurance, he said you need to call right now before I leave to kind of verify that everything's good to go. You don't have to pay anything, etc. So he gives me the digits of what to call, and then for the next 5 minutes, he goes, push 2. Okay, push 2 again. Push 3. Push 2. Wait. Push star.
What kind of combination is this?
Push 2. No, it's all the automated.
Saving him time, basically.
Yeah, he's saving me time and I'm like, I can't even imagine sitting there and in Portuguese them saying press 1 for this, press 2 for that, press 3, and going through all the numbers. He just hasn't memorized, and so that's what you got to do every time you have to talk to them. Yeah, it was quality service. He's my buddy. His name's Jackson, with a K, no C, in Jackson.
Press 3. Press star.
Yeah, he just kept saying it. I just kept
Enter
looking
the
at him like,
symbol.
I'm not listening to this. You just tell me the numbers. Yeah. Enter your blood type. So yeah, that happened. Got that switched out. Other Earl things. Mindy turned the thermostat all the way up to 95 degrees.
Oh.
Because we were having a dinner party. And then I woke up from my dream.
Ah, okay.
Come on, guys. We don't have a thermostat. You know this, Patrick. We don't have any central air heating or anything.
It's the Wild West there.
We have windows.
No, Wild West has a little bit of wind.
That's true. No, I had a dream. The other night that we were having a dinner party at our house, and Mindy turned the house up to 95. It was quite warm.
Sweaty.
I don't think I'd make it to the thermostat at 95 degrees.
You probably wouldn't. Probably wouldn't.
I'd be dead before I got there.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, no, I think the dream was compensating because our temperature has been all over the place. There was one day that the temperature dropped, I want to say 30 degrees. It went from 80 to 50. And here in Brazil, that is nuts when that happens in under 24 hours. Like the wind blew, the sun just disappeared, and Rayla was barking at the trees because she thought cats were in them because all the trees were moving. And it was not cool. And it was cool. And now it's still pretty cold. But we're surviving. We got little space heaters and blankets and
would you rather be cold or hot?
I'd rather be hot.
Really?
Yeah, I was gonna sweat it up. Yeah. Nope, sweat it up.
No.
Yeah, no, I'd rather be.
You know what?
Rather be cold for sure.
You know what? I'd rather be hot. I lied.
Really?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Lies of P. Lies of Patrick.
I lied. I was like, what? I like to be cold at night, but warm anytime other than that.
Yeah.
I feel like you could always put on like a sweatshirt or something, like just.
I have like one leg in, one leg out of the covers every night.
I sometimes don't even sleep with a cover. Like I feel like my internal body temperature is hot.
Oh man,
and, I just can't.
Even if it's hot, I gotta have like a thin layer of something on me just to feel like.
Yeah, me too.
I have a very thin blanket that I use if I do use one.
Yeah, like a chamois.
If it's too hot in the house, like I start getting like stuffed up trying to go to sleep, and like I cannot sleep at all.
How do you get stuffed up when it's hot? That's when everything gets all.
Nose is sweating.
It's your nose sweat?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I don't think that's how that works.
No, it's not. But here we are.
I know what he means though. It is.
Lots of pee.
I can't stand to be like sweaty like that. It just. It
yeah,
makes
I don't
my
mind
mood
it.
Bad. And...
I'm okay with it.
I don't know what it is. It's just like when it gets really hot in the house or whatever. Like I just get really stuffed up.
See, I feel like
just allergic to the heat.
So given how many times I've been like really hot living in Brazil, not having an air conditioner, your body, I'm telling you, when you sustain it, when you can pass through your struggles long enough, your body adjusts.
I just think it's possible some people would die during that initial period. They wouldn't make it over to where the adjustment happened.
Their sacrifices are gain. So
here's the thing. I don't want to struggle at home. No,
I mean, I understand, but
I went to Brazil and I'm wearing jeans in Brazil. It's like 95,000 degrees out there. I'm wearing jeans, and I'm just like, yeah, this is where I belong.
Exactly. See, to me, if I get too cold, there's no shaking it. Like you get cold to the bone and you're done, unless you light a fire. Like earlier today, I was freezing. My feet, I could not get warm. And so I was getting like kind of stiff. My neck was hurting. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take a hot shower. And
I have barely any body fat, so I don't insulate very well.
I have a ton of body fat. That must be why I'm so hot all the time.
I like to be
now
warm.
Mark. I remember Mark saying that since he's been losing weight, he lost some of that insulation and he was getting cold.
I was just about to tell you, like, I'm not sure what this winter will bring for me, but
yeah,
the New Hampshire boy in me still, like, I prefer the cold.
You're out there swimming in sub-degree temperature.
It's got to be
Polar bears.
freezing.
Lunch, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be really, really cold out for me to be able to like. I own like winter jackets, but I don't even in like the coldest of weather. Like I can't wear them because underneath I will just be on fire.
Yeah.
I have a really thin jacket and it's perfect for the winter time.
Gotcha.
Like in the summer, I can barely wear it at all.
All right. Well, teach their own.
There you go.
And I hope you guys come visit someday.
You're in the
and see it.
perfect place for loving the heat, though. I feel like.
I hope. Yeah. I mean, it's not the perfect place for loving the heat. There are definitely much hotter areas, like closer to the equator, but you do have to like the heat a little more here than in the U.S.
Did you like the winters before you left?
No, I didn't.
You didn't like the winter.
Nope. I haven't liked the winter probably since I started driving when I was 16, and then I was like, this snow on the road is not fun. Ice, all that jazz. Not a fan. As a kid, I loved the winter, but not anymore. I think that's the thing. I don't ski anymore. I don't do things that offset the cold and the snow of not liking it. If it was more
You're
balanced.
just out there.
Yeah, you're just out there suffering. And I'm like, if I had like skis, if I had joy in making a snowman, but it's gone. I'm too old. I'm too old to like it. So
Yeah, I'd take the cold over the constant getting punched in the face with a heat wave.
I've never been punched in the face. It just it's more of a pillow over your face and smothering you. You can't breathe.
Either way, not comfortable.
Not near as bad. Not near as bad as getting punched in the face.
I just got
all right.
punched in the face by a parking lot recently, so I mean,
You did.
I agree.
You know what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So it's good for you.
I don't know about
it's
that.
good
I might
for
have
you.
a glass jaw for the
Smothering
rest
you
of my
still
life.
kills you.
Anywho, all right. I covered in real life. I covered in fake life. How about in real gaming? I took a break. I talked about this actually on the most recent Twix GP. I needed to take a break from Returnal. It was causing me to rage inside. The RNG, when you have collectibles connected to randomness, you have to have like a level, an area spawn, but there's only a certain % chance that it'll show up. And you have to play levels over and over again to get that luckiness.
Pokemon Arceus would infuriate you.
Yeah, that when you
It's like
talked
that.
about it, I was like, oh my gosh, that
like
sounds
that, yeah.
awful. So I'm taking a break. I am going to go back to it. I just need to do other things. So instead of struggling in Returnal, I'm now struggling in Slay the Spire once again, working on that platinum. I'm playing with the robot called the Deviant. The Defect. Yeah, the Defect. And I keep getting to the final secret boss and just dying. Like I can own every level, every enemy leading up to it, and then I get to the end and he just melts me.
Wow.
It's really frustrating, but I can taste it. I can taste the victory coming. So this time next week, I'm going to have an update that shares of my victory. If I don't, well, I'll try again.
It'll probably be one of those things where like the first or second time you go back, like it's just there, like the first time. Like sometimes when you take a step away,
Yeah.
and then you just go back in, like bam, everything just works out.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen with Returnal. When I do
would
go
be
back
cool.
to it, it's just going to be like, oh, there it is. Ding, ding, ding. Got it. Another one that I returned to with my kids, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. And I just need to say again, that game is so funny and just very humorous. And it has, and I'm going to say this here, if we ever do a ranking of the best opening for a video game title screen, I know that Budokai has a pretty stellar one, Dragon Ball Budokai. But the opening, I don't know if you guys have watched it. I'm going to put it in the chat, maybe put it in the Discord if it's just for people to watch. It is so emotional. Like it hits you in the Star Wars shaped hole in your heart when you don't get enough of Star Wars. It's such a good opening. It's got to be one of the top 3 openings of any video game ever. So when we do that list, when we have that topic, I'm going to throw that out there.
That inevitable list.
Yep. I love lists. The last one I want to share is going to actually connect to our coming month's GMG VGBC game, which is Rise of the Tomb Raider. Hope you guys are hyped because it's coming here in whatever month is next, September, and we're going to be playing it. Well, to prepare myself, I booted up that old reboot of Tomb Raider, and after an hour, I unbooted it.
Oh,
Because
Oh, no.
I not only remembered the whole story while I was playing, I remembered how everybody except Laura is so annoying. And I remembered how gruesome her deaths are. And I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling this right now. So I'm going to read the story on Wikipedia. I'm going to close it down before I get a trophy, delete it, and I'm just going to play a fresh version of Tomb Raider. So Rise of the Tomb Raider, I'll be jumping into that in September, ready to check it out. I'll probably read also the Wikipedia for Shadow of the Tomb Raider because I've heard that's just a terrible game. But yeah.
It's not terrible. It's just not as good.
I never
Okay.
It's the
finished
worst
it.
of the trilogy.
Yeah, fair enough. So I've heard Rise of the Tomb Raider is the best of the trilogy. Is that correct? Can you confirm or deny?
I don't know. 1 and 2 are pretty good.
I would say
They're both-
one is, in my opinion at least, I would say one is better than two.
The ending to 1 is awful.
That's fair.
Yeah. I didn't like it either.
It's weird.
Yeah, the movie did it better.
I need to see the movie. I never
saying
watched
something.
No,
Oh,
you
really?
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically just like the reboot game, except they changed the ending and it made way more sense.
it. Good to know. All right,
Yep.
then I'm willing to check it out. So, all right. Well, that's my in real life and in real gaming updates. That's all I got to say. So, Mark,
Sweet.
who's next?
Me.
You or Patrick? You. All right.
Right.
So yeah, obviously I've had some things happening. I had. It's funny, Ronnie, that you should mention internet, because I have a little internet story of my own, and
Ooh.
I have jumped on the fiber internet train. I got
Whoa.
yeah, I got some nice speedy fiber internet this past last week.
I thought I saw you in 120 frames per second.
Yep.
You look nice.
Buttery smooth.
It's almost like those movies where they put it in like the
Smooth
weird
mode.
Yeah.
The soap opera mode.
So weird. No, but so I realized that we had a company out here that has started servicing fiber internet in our area, and it's much faster internet for the same price that we were paying with a certain other company.
Let's go.
Sweet.
And so I decided to make the jump. And it was really simple. They had some guys come a couple days before the actual appointment and just set up some lines going to our house. And then I've got one of those Eero mesh systems that like they have like the main hub, and then there's like a bunch of boosters that
Mm-hmm.
push signal to all throughout your house. The only thing is right now, I think I have to completely, 'cause I unfortunately didn't get a chance to take the stuff back to, I'm just going to say it, Xfinity, to Comcast.
Are you not supposed to? Is it like he who shall not be named? Are
He's
you not
under
allowed to
an,
say it?
NDS
We don't like
or
to throw
NDA.
people under the bus, but
They're listening.
although I guess Ronnie did with
He's gonna get a letter in a couple weeks.
They're gonna get. It's gonna say, "Would you like to sponsor us?"
absolutely not.
We don't need your money.
Yep.
I'll sponsor you to poop on.
Yep.
Wow.
But
Lies of P.
yeah. But anyway, so I think I've got to disconnect the Comcast stuff because I think it's messing with the stuff.
Rotary girders?
The fiber internet stuff.
The fiber girders.
Yes,
Yeah, I hate when
fiber
that
Wait,
happens.
so you just went ahead and got fiber and didn't tell Xfinity? Like, what do you mean?
Well, I didn't have to because I didn't want an
Started
interruption
just-
in service.
He started braiding them together so he'd get more,
like,
he'd get better
just,
service.
Just take the Xfinity
Fiber-
stuff and just put it to the side.
Fiber
Just
internet
don't,
runs differently from cable internet, so it doesn't really like.
So you're paying for both?
Well, I've already paid for this month, so.
Might as well double it up.
Double
well,
the speed.
well, no, I'm gonna disconnect it because I think it's
Just
messing.
take some
with
hedge
the
trimmers to it. Just
Yep,
Cut it.
just cut
'em
it
off.
out.
not paying you
Yeah.
anymore.
But no, we need to take this stuff back to Xfinity. But yeah, I'm excited. It is quite a bit faster. We get 1.2 gigs.
Gigawatts.
Yep. and that is
So close.
It's gotta be 1.21, right?
Yeah, you were so close with the
I would hope
0.01.
so. I would
I was
hope
like,
so.
oh, never mind.
And like with Xfinity, you'll get like the old plan we were on. We would get like 300 gigs down, and then like 10 up.
300 gigs down.
I mean, not gigs. Excuse me.
I
300
was
Whoa,
like-
that's amazing.
I think you were faster before.
Yes. Why are you leaving Xfinity then? 300 megabytes.
You
Excuse me.
download everything in Netflix in like 3 seconds.
Everything that ever was.
You
Bring
downloaded
back
the internet.
Napster.
I now have the internet offline.
No, it was 300 megabytes down, and I think like 10 up.
Oh,
Where
gotcha.
this is like 1.2
One.
down, and like 300 or 400 up, which is
Mhm.
like
It's pretty solid.
huge jump.
Yeah. it is.
huge.
So I was pretty excited about that. And of course I had a birthday yesterday. So we did some celebrating around here.
Mhm.
What's the big number?
34.
34.
Mhm.
Was that
Welcome
Shaquille
to-
O'Neal's number?
Welcome to the club.
Nice.
It
Yeah,
was
I don't know.
Shaquille
I don't know
O'Neal's
what
number.
his number is.
It was 34.
Was it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Shaq Diesel.
Oh, Shaq.
It's-
Diesel.
It's Mark's Shack year.
Wow.
Yeah, your name is Shaq now.
Yep.
Shaq Boucher.
Mark
Shaq-
Shack.
I love it.
Oh,
Shaq
I love it
Boucher
too.
is
Forget
awesome.
Mark. You're Shaq
Oh,
Boucher.
that's going.
So glad you said that.
That's
Let's
going in the
go.
intro next week.
Backfire.
Crap.
Quit giving away my secrets.
But
Yes.
no, so we had a couple of different celebrations. I had gotten probably about a month ago. I got an early birthday present. I got an Apple Watch, which was pretty cool because I moved back to all Apple stuff.
Yeah, you did.
What do you like to watch?
The watch is great. I love it. There's a lot of, like, for example, like when I know this is a simple thing, but when we log into our stuff at work for like logging our time, we have to authenticate using an app to it's like a two-factor authentication kind of thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
same for us.
And so now it goes to my watch, where it's just one little tap. I'm like, sweet.
Solid.
I used to be able to pre-screen all my text messages. You
Yeah.
decide whether what comes in, you get a sneak peek of it before you open it.
Yep, I love it. But I just love being part of the eco. You know, what is that word for it?
The eco-friendly.
No, not the eco.
Save the trees. Save the pea.
Yet,
The lives of
Save
pea.
the pea.
that's not what you're supposed to do with that.
Yeah, it's
Ecosystem.
for hydration.
Ecosystem.
It's this new foundation that he started.
Yep. Save the pea. The commercials are all just like waterfalls, like just
You're out
trickling
there
down while you're
picket
watching.
lining with
All I can-
cardboard and a stick.
Save the pea.
All I can picture is that old lady from Back to the
I am
Future
starting
with the
that.
can. Save the pea. Save the
Yeah.
pea.
Save it. You'll
Okay.
thank me later.
You're throwing cups at everyone like, hey, save them. Save it.
Don't waste it.
As I said earlier, what is this show? What is this?
Back in my day.
Goodness.
We saved it.
Why do you think Mountain Dew looks the way it does? It brings us back.
Gross.
That's where Yellow 5 comes from.
Yep. That's how we made it.
So my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we had a couple of celebrations for my birthday. I went out to dinner on Sunday night with my wife's family. Went to, I think I've mentioned this place before. It's a place called Bootleggers. It's like a burger place,
Mhm.
but they're like artisanal burgers, so it's like upscale burger place.
Ooh.
So obviously had a great time there. Had my fair share of cake. And then yesterday.
Wait, was it cake on the Bobby?
It was not cake on the party.
Oh, I missed out. Dang it.
No, it was just good old cake.
If somebody was listening to the show for the first time tonight, like they would have no idea what we're talking
That's
about.
every show.
That's true. That is true.
Hey, people, do your homework, okay? Find out what Cake on the Bobby is. It's a
Got
delicacy.
about a million
only a
hours to
couple
watch if you want
It's
us
only
to
a
make
couple
sense.
episodes ago.
Yeah, but
Got it.
no, had a good time with family. Went out with Kristen last night for dinner for my birthday. Took half a day off from work, so it's a pretty chill day. But yeah, had a good time. Had a lot of people sending messages, wishing me a happy birthday, and of course, I also had a birthday stream last night, which was a lot of fun. Streamed some Fortnite. Had the old Space Hawk, Mr. Caleb Arduin on. And I managed to get a win and have a fun time. Had some people join in. It was a lot of fun. I guess since we're moving on to gaming stuff, also played started in on Twilight Princess HD on Saturday.
Okay.
Which that game starts off with a little bit of a slow burn. There's like stuff that they kind of make you do in the village
you got to take care of the village idiots, right?
Yeah, basically. But I've gotten through.
It's just like real life.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, my internet's out. Can you get the company to come sooner than next week?
And then you get turned into a wolf. But yeah, I've gone through that whole thing where you get brought into the Twilight realm and you get
Zone.
Yeah. No.
They really missed an opportunity to call it the Twilight Zone.
I'm sure there was like all sorts of copyright slapped on.
Yeah,
that,
you're
so.
right. That'd be awesome to get the guy's voice. What's the guy? He's like,
Rod
You
Serling.
have entered
You've entered into the Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone.
I was going back to the Golden Earring song. I actually don't think of the show.
You think of the song? Yeah, I'm stepping into the Twilight
Such a
Zone.
great song.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, so I've gotten past that part where I've become Wolf Link, but now have changed back. So now you can actually go back and forth between it.
Cool.
But love the game so far. Obviously going to keep going on it, but that's been pretty much it on the gaming front. Oh, and I pulled a Patrick this week, and I started watching a little movie called Samaritan, which is the movie with Sylvester Stallone.
It's like a superhero movie, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
He basically plays a superhero that has retired for some reason, and he's living in this like city that's like completely crime infested and things like that. I don't want to go too much into it because saying anything else would kind of spoil the movie a little bit. But then I got in trouble because apparently I was not supposed to watch that without my wife.
Oh, okay.
Doghouse.
Yeah, she came downstairs. She's like, "You're not supposed to be watching this without me."
How dare you?
Wait, is that what she sounds
You're
like?
grounded.
No, that's my horrible impression.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I had to turn it off. So I've only watched like maybe half of the movie. But
my style.
I like it so far. It's decent. It's nothing like super amazing, but it's enjoyable, I think. But yeah, that's been pretty much my life, I think. That's
all right.
pretty much how everything's been going.
So who's going next, Mark?
Well, the only person that's left.
Do you want Ronnie to go again?
I'll go again.
Or I can make up something.
So the internet went out. No, Patrick.
Well, what's the deal with the internet?
I did not have any internet issues this past week.
Oh, what?
I'm in smooth sailing.
Way to rub it in.
I do have some water issues, like the water is
though.
coming up through the street, like through it.
Huh?
And it's causing like a bubbles on the
bubbles.
road.
It's a me, a bubbles.
Just like a Ghostbusters scenario where like
it looks like there's about to be a geyser in the middle of the road.
that's
soon.
not good.
I ain't afraid of no bubbles.
At least it doesn't have electric current.
Yeah, we're on a walk today, and my brother-in-law just goes and jumps on it. I'm like, "You're about to die. What are you doing?"
You're either gonna die or get superpowers.
He's gonna like fall through, or a geyser's gonna come up. So, but the water company is gonna come out and check it out tomorrow morning. So we may not have water all day tomorrow. They're gonna come around 9 in the morning, and then they said it's gonna be like 10 to 12 hours.
Get your showers in early.
Yeah. So
all right. Quick interjection.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's worse, no water or no internet?
No
Go.
internet. You can go over to somebody's house real quick and take a shower. Like I could have went over to my mom's or one of my buddies' house to take a shower if I needed to. But you can't sit there for 3 hours and play video games.
You can.
I mean, it's not the same though. You go outside of your own zone. Like everybody has their own gaming zone.
So wait, you'd use people's bathrooms over using their gaming systems?
I mean, I wouldn't want to go sit at somebody's place for like hours and just game. Does that make sense? I'd rather go over there for 15 minutes, take a shower, and then.
You know how freeing it is when the internet goes out. You're like, well, I guess I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go see what the sun's like this week.
I found no freedom.
What's the sun up to?
I was going to say he knows exactly what that's like.
Yeah,
hey, friend.
I'm fresh off it. It was not freeing. Like there was nothing.
You're running around the house like, what do we do? What do we do?
He had like a volleyball in the corner with a face on it, and he was like, Wilson, can you believe this?
He's making fire in the middle of his living room. Look what I've done.
Yeah, no, it was literally just me here all day with no internet. Like all of your things are basically useless without the internet.
Just staring at the wall like I have no idea. I'm so
how do I open this refrigerator?
Goodness.
How freeing it is.
Patrick talking crazy.
I was about to start a riot.
Wait till your internet goes out, Pat.
Wait till it happens.
We'll see how you feel.
Yeah, I can go out to the grocery store and buy water. I can't go to the grocery store and buy internet. Hey, can I get a pack of internet, please?
Right.
I will say,
30 minutes?
you lose water, like you lose the ability to flush the toilet.
No, you don't.
Lies of P.
I got. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
When you're a guy, the bathroom is outside.
I got a lake behind
in front of our house. Though, like that's not.
Yeah, good luck telling your wife that.
I don't care about the man thing. Like
bears
outside in the woods, like
if bears could go in the woods, I can too.
That is not happening.
What kind of logic is that?
I like the internet more logic. Okay.
So funny story. Not really funny after the fact, but so I come home and my wife's just sitting on the couch, and my kids are in the rooms, doors are shut, and the only person that actually greeted me was my puppy. And I was like, man, what the heck, So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna shut off the internet and I'm gonna wait for them to come out.
Nice.
So I shut off the internet, and my
How long
daughter,
did it take?
she's on her phone, so she has data, so it didn't affect her. And I was like, dang it, that didn't work.
Didn't see that coming.
And so she never came out.
You had to call the phone company and be like, hey, can you shut off my data?
Yeah. So my son, I hear him in his room like yelling, like, this internet sucks. and he doesn't come out for like 20 minutes, and then my wife goes in there, and he's in there crying, and she's like, what's wrong? She's like, I lost all my progress in my game. And he was for like 2 hours like doing this, and it's like one of those online games where it doesn't save, and I'm like, this backfired royally.
Super backfired.
You digitally scarred your son, and your daughter has data.
I felt so. He was like, because I'm not, as a gamer, when you lose progress, you're really, really upset. And with a kid, trying to hold those emotions, it's impossible to hold their emotions in. So I felt so bad. I was like, let's go get some ice cream.
To be honest, as an adult, I reacted the same way when my internet was down.
He's over there just like on the ground on your stomach, just pounding, kicking his legs, like, no!
Fetal position, crying.
Let me ask you this. Did you tell him that you unplugged it?
Yeah, well, my wife threw me under the bus.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, well, it was...
Savage.
I told him, I was like, man, I guess I won't ever do that again. I'm like, you need to start playing games where you can save. Like, seriously, like he's on his other Roblox games or whatever he plays, and just there's no save point or anything. It's just continuous, So that backfired. On the rest of the Earl front, I did do one last walkthrough of my childhood home. Oh. It's all empty. It's all painted. It's all cleaned. And there's nothing in there. And I was walking through all the rooms, kind of getting nostalgia. And I was like, a whole bunch of memories were just coming back to me. The whole family was there. My brother, my sister, family, kids, they were all there as we're just going through each of the rooms. So it was surreal just to walk through. I was like, this is a huge room. I never thought it was that big. Because my parents were just, hoarders where they had just 1,000 pieces of furniture in one room, so
Right.
It's like too many things in one room, just made the room a little bit smaller. But they changed the colors now, like a light gray with white trim and everything. It makes the room look so much bigger as well. So it was really, really cool. The house is going to go up on sale Thursday. So just in a couple days.
Yeah.
So we'll see how many bites they get, if it's going to be quick or whatever. But the house looks in the best shape I've ever seen it. So it's a little surreal.
Yeah. Bittersweet.
Yeah. On the movie front, I watched 3 movies this past week.
Ooh.
All right.
And I watched them all straight through. Didn't stop
What?
in any of them.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
No, wait. Did you watch any of them with Claire?
No.
That's the secret.
all
Your daughter's not invited. That's the only way you can watch it straight through.
So no, actually, we watched 4 movies. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but we finished Captain America: Winter Soldier.
What did you rate the first half last week, and then the second half this week?
And then we watched Guardians of the Galaxy. So we are almost done with Phase 2. I think there's Age of Ultron and Ant-Man are left in Phase 2.
Nice.
So we're moving on along with that. I watched Jurassic Park Dominion. 5 out of 10. I don't even want like
5 out of 10.
It's not like,
Is that the newest one?
it's the newest one. The first like the best 2 movies of the 6 movies in Jurassic Park are Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Those 2 movies
Agreed.
are great.
Agreed.
And the other ones can be thrown away. Like, you don't need to watch any of the other ones. Jurassic Dominion is not good.
I
Not
feel
good.
so bad for Jeff Goldblum, and let me tell you why. Because he came back, he decided to come back for that Independence Day sequel, right? Terrible.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Yeah.
He decides to come back along with, the other 2,
Yeah.
Alan Grant.
Alan Grant and
And
Ellie
Ellie
Sattler, whatever their
Yep.
real names are. I can't remember them at the moment. Laura Dern and Sam Neill, I believe. They decide to come back for this movie. Sucks.
Yeah. I was like, what is happening? Like, it was all built around nostalgia. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one point where Jeff Goldblum has his like black button-down shirt, but it's like only button like a couple buttons at the bottom. And, like,
Did he really
almost
do
his
that
entire-
again?
And so there a woman was standing right next to him, and she looks at him. She's like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh," and he looks at him down and he starts buttoning it up a little bit. I thought that was a funny little thing, but outside of that, it was dumb. Like, it was boring. It didn't seem like it really had an identity. I would not recommend this movie.
Wow.
At all.
That makes me sad.
Yeah. I did watch a couple good movies though. I watched the new Jordan Peele movie Nope. That was fun. It was a different take on aliens, which was really cool. It was a fresh take, never been done before. It was suspenseful. I was glued to the screen the entire time. The main actor, I'm not fond of. He doesn't really act. He just stares a lot, and so he doesn't respond to a lot of things, But in the movie, like, you're like, he's like seeing all the stuff for the first time. Like, would I react to seeing an alien spaceship for the first time? Like, maybe I would. But before that, he was still doing the stare stuff, and so that was like a big deterrent for it. The rest of the movie was great. It was 8 out of 10. Sorry, 8 out of 10. Really, I enjoyed it.
Wait, 8 out of 10 what?
Flags.
What do you say it like that? Flags.
Was there flags in the movie? Now I'm
I don't
more
know. It
confused.
just came out. I was like in the middle of a word, like thinking it.
Fun with flags. Nope.
Yeah.
Wait,
but,
what? To go back,
Yeah,
Dominion, 5 out of 10. What?
5 out of 10 Velociraptors, I guess. It's just.
Don't throw the Velociraptors.
I'm
under
not
the bus
even.
like
I'm
that.
not. I don't want to spend more breath on this.
Yeah,
one.
he didn't
What
even want
about-
to give the
How
effort.
dare you?
What about Velociraptor? I'm making it all fancy.
Velocipaster.
Velocipaster P. Liza P. No.
Wah, wah, wah.
Fail.
All right.
No.
Fair enough.
They all don't stick.
Do we have a laugh button we can add in? To the... There we go.
No, but I feel like we have a dead horse in here that we're.
Hey, the horse is peeing. Okay, leave him alone.
The last
He's
movie
not.
that I watched was actually a kind of a documentary about Nolan Ryan called Facing Nolan, and my goodness, this was so interesting. Like
I am
Nolan-
interested.
Nolan Ryan was.
Ooh, what a picture.
He pitched really while I was growing up, so I didn't really see all of his great years, even though he pitched until he was 45. They pitched the longest ever of a
It's like the
of a
ultimate
pitcher.
bulldog on the mound.
And he would throw like what they said, like back then the radar machines to say how fast they were going weren't accurate. So he was pitching like 101 miles per hour with the old radars, but as they transitioned to more accurate radars, they said that he was pitching 108 miles an hour.
Wow.
Like some of the fastest pitching ever. And he was doing it day in and day out, pitching so many innings. And he was basically just like a rubber arm, just pitching for so long, pitching fast, pitching gas. Like he was threatening.
That's
like
why people got so mad when he hit him all the time.
he has 52 records in the Major League Baseball. He has most strikeouts, most walks, I think most hitting batters, and all these crazy
The most beanballs.
Yeah, most
crazy.
beanballs, man. It is wild. Well, I guess it happens when you're pitching for 27 years.
He was really,
that's
I
true.
mean, obviously the 27-year thing, but he was really old school. So I guess for people that don't watch baseball, the unwritten rules of baseball have largely gone. Back in the day, though, if you walked up and even dug your foot in against Nolan Ryan, like he would brush you back at first. And if you did it again, you're just getting plugged. It didn't matter what the situation was. He was putting you on base. He was
There's
hitting
a
the
moment.
ball.
There's a moment when he hits a batter, and the batter comes at him.
That's Ventura.
And he
wasn't
puts
it?
it. Yeah,
Oh, I
Robin
saw this.
Ventura
Yeah.
puts him in a headlock and starts punching.
He
him.
was like 40-something years old when that happened.
And so he also holds the record for most punches thrown without getting thrown out. And he's bleeding from the mouth, blood all over his jersey, and he's still in the game pitching. And my goodness, if that doesn't seem threatening to the batter, I don't know what does. People were
terrified of him. Other teams hated him.
Oh my, yeah, of course. Yeah, other teams hated him for sure. I saw him once when I was 10. My cousin and my uncle took me up to Cleveland to see him when he was with the Texas Rangers, which was really cool. So at least I got to see him once.
Nice.
But yeah, that was a really, really cool. It's like, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours long. It was
What
pretty
is that on? I'm about to check that out.
Nova Cell now.
Got it.
Figures.
Yeah. And then the last thing that the wife and I watched was Only Murders in the Building, which is that TV show that it's a season 2 on Hulu, and it's with Martin Short and Steve Martin and Selena Gomez. It is hilarious. I mean, with you have Martin Short and Steve Martin in there, it's gonna be funny. It's a good. They find a murder in the building and then they make a podcast about it. And it's a terrible podcast, and it's hilarious.
And we know a little bit about that.
They took our idea.
Yeah, but yeah, I recommend that show. That show's a 9 out of 10 for sure. There's 2 seasons, and then I think there's going to be a 3rd season. The way they ended season 2, but I don't think it's been picked up yet or renewed or whatever. But that's a really fun show. On the gaming front, been playing Apex, WWE, same old for me on the gaming front.
That is until we all get together to play Minecraft Dungeons.
You know what? Yeah. So before we do that, I did play Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Oh, yes.
I played it for maybe 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, and it was all cutscenes.
Yep.
And then I finally get to a QTE where I'm, I guess, chasing after someone, and it was just pressing like A or
swipe
or square or circle to move past people. Like it was one of those things where I thought I was moving him running. It wasn't him running. He was just, going all along the track like a runner is. And then you would just press a QTE. And then once you get to the guy, then you fight him. And it was a turn-based fighting. It wasn't just like a Grand Theft Auto where you get out a gun or you do melee. No, it was turn-based. And then when I found that I was turn-based, I turned it off and deleted it. I was like, this is not no thanks. I can't stand turn-based. So gave the old preschool try, and that's about all you get from me.
It has to be a really good game if it's turn-based to play it.
For sure.
Me, because it's just I understand the strategy behind it and everything, but it's just not enough action.
Yeah.
The last turn-based game I liked was like from 2004, and it was Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic.
Lord of the Rings, that Lord of the Rings game that was turn-based was pretty good. I can't remember which one it was.
Was it Third Age? I don't remember.
I wish.
I don't remember either.
It was good though.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Back in the...
And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that is true. That was a good game though. So
yeah, it was. But I'm saying that's the last turn-based
that's their
one
whole
I think
thing,
I've
yeah.
enjoyed.
Yep.
But yeah, that's it for me. That's all she wrote.
Cool.
All right. Well, I guess that's all we wrote. So we have arrived.
Ta-da.
Today to where we were going. All right. So joiners, how about you? Let us know if you want to share what's new with you in your neck of the woods. Then let's do some quick housekeeping. Where we offer towels, fluff pillows, topped with Andy's candies, of course, and tip you off to how you can connect with the GMGU. You can go to Twitter, Discord, Facebook, and Instagram and share what's new with you, just like nobody did this week. If you'd rather connect with us visually or spectatorly, there is YouTube and Twitch. Marc is playing some Battle Royales, some Twiglet Krinkess. You can check that out, usually on the weekends. I am playing roguelikes and randomness, now in tandem with Chris the Rock during the BCOD, Buck Crack of Dawn streams. He is currently, he just wrapped up Mad Max. He was able to power through, unlike Patrick. And now he's playing Stray. So he's getting his feline cat on and playing Returnal with me on Saturdays. Always around that 4 a.m. Eastern time, so be there or sleep in. Finally, on Patreon and our merch page, you can support and gear up with us. So click that link, that one link to rule them all, either in the show notes or you can just type it out, linktree.com/thegmgpod. Of course, if you can't toss your attention or a coin to your podcasters, but are still the giving type, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Podchaser and Spotify. It helps us reach new joiners through stars, exclamation marks, and your feedback. So let your voice be heard. Literally, if you like, at 929 GMG Guys with an S, not a Z, just in case there's confusion. Alrighty then, Pat, Marc, and Ronnie J, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners, go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game. 2, 3, 4.